Good afternoon, everybody. Very warm welcome back to this week's presentation. These Tuesday afternoons come around very, very quickly, and we are delighted today to partner up with our good friends at Celebrity Cruises. In just a moment, I'll be introducing you to Nick. Nick is joining us from the Sydney office. And whilst today was planned or promoted a little bit more around New Zealand, there's been so much exciting news coming out from Celebrity that we've added in a bit of everything, a bit of Med, a bit of Alaska, but great to see not only the new ship, the latest ship that'll be coming to Australia, but also the latest ships in the fleet. But without further ado, I am going to hand you over to Nick, who is the expert in all things celebrity. Hey, Nick, welcome to the armchair.
Hi. Hello, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Now I'm going to let you do all the talking for the next 30 minutes or so. I'm just going to keep an eye on the waiting room, and then I'll come back towards the end of the presentation.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As Baz mentioned, my name is Nick. For those who haven't been on the brand before, this is our beautiful celebrity presentation. And for those who haven't been on the brand, you'll get to see what an experience new luxury is like. So at Celebrity, we're saying a new world is on the way. And this is some of our beautiful fleet that we've recently taken a photo of. Given that cruising has halted at the moment, we've had a rare opportunity for all of our ships to gather together in the Bahamas and create this incredible image. So this is not digitally imposed. This is a real life image of our beautiful ships waiting for you, our passengers, to come and join us again. So the Celebrity story, for those who may not be familiar, in 1960, the Chandris line was born. We then became Celebrity Cruises in 1990, and since then we're celebrating 30 years of new luxury cruising. We currently have 14 ships in our fleet, and we break them down into what we call series. So we have an Edge series, a Solstice series, a Millennium series, and then our little ships over in the Galapagos, which is our Expedition. We have our new luxury stateroom experiences, and there are some new details that I'll talk about, including the retreat. So that's for our suite class passengers. And then we also have our aqua class for our health and wellbeing category. We have our concierge class, verandas, ocean view, and of course inside. So there's something for everyone on board Celebrity Cruises. Just like to show you a little bit of a new build timeline. So in 2018, we introduced Edge. So Celebrity Edge was the first Edge series ship to be built. And then she was joined in 2019 by her little baby sister, Celebrity Flora. So Celebrity Flora is only 100 passengers, and she is exclusive to the Galapagos Islands. If you are interested in cruising in the Galapagos, she is suite only and above. And all inclusions on board are included. So your shore tours with your naturalists, and they are guides from Ecuador who know the area and can give you an in-depth, exploration of our beautiful Galapagos Islands. In 2020, we delivered Celebrity Apex. Unfortunately, this was during the time of COVID when we first began. So our beautiful Apex is sitting and waiting for our passengers to come and join her for the very first time. Celebrity Beyond is the sister ship of Apex and Edge, and she will be joining us at the end of this year. So we're still currently building Celebrity Beyond, and we hope to release some exciting information about her in the coming months. And then lastly, but not least, we have our beautiful Edge 4, and she is actually going to be due to be scheduled in 2022. So we're growing our fleet quite extensively. One thing I'd like to just briefly mention before we continue through is that we have our Cruise with Confidence policy. So this allows you to book on a cruise and either get our best offer guaranteed or the flexibility to cancel up to 48 hours before you sail without penalty. And we all know that this is very important given the current climate. We want to assure you that we will help as best as possible, and we're looking forward to welcoming you back on board our cruises. So we don't want you to miss out on an itinerary or something special that you'd like to do, and we'd like to offer you this as a guarantee so that you have options. This has been extended until the 30th of April 2021 for sailings up until the 4th of May 2022. We do have our new platform and pricing strategy for Celebrity Cruises, which is always included. When we go on holidays, it should be effortless, and we would like it to be effortless for you from the start to the very end. That's why we've included all of your drinks, your Wi-Fi, and your service charges. Now, for those who've cruised with Celebrity would know that we've always included our service charges here in Australia anyway. However, we're now adding in your drinks and your Wi-Fi. And this is to ensure that when you get to the end of your cruise, unless you like to shop like I do, you won't have a very large, big bill on board. If you're a shopaholic like me, I can't guarantee that because we do have some pretty incredible shops on board the ship. So for always included, we have our service charges, the surf, internet, and our classic alcohol package. So this is your spirits, your wines, your beers are all included in this option. If you would like to upgrade to Elevate, then we have that option where you would still receive the surf, internet, and the service charges, but you could get the premium beverage package, and then you would get onboard credit, which would go towards your shore tours. So if you know that you like to do shore tours, then you have an option to upgrade into this as well. If you would like to go one step further, you can move into our Indulge package. So this is for either $45 per person per day or $90 per person per day from the lead-in fare. Will get you service charges, our stream internet, so you can FaceTime video call all of your friends and family back home and show them the amazing experience that you're having on board the ship. And you'll get the premium beverage package plus double the onboard credit. So you can see that the onboard credit has increased there. We would like to make your holiday as effortless and easy as possible. So these are the 3 options that you can now choose with Celebrity. Now I will touch on our beautiful Edge series, as I mentioned. So currently we have Celebrity Edge and Apex, and they are sisters that you can see right here. Looking at the interior of the ship, we have the Grand Plaza. So this is really the center of the ship. This is the heart and soul where you'll have the beautiful Martini Bar that you can see with the light fixture in the back. And that big, beautiful white light fixture will play music on the actual light fixture while you're there as a display. We have a pianist, and then we also have a number of specialty restaurants that overlook on the levels above down into the Grand Plaza. Looking at our design, we've created this ship so that you can look from the inside out. So this way you can really embrace and see all of the ocean and really acknowledge that you're in the middle of the ocean and at sea, which is what all of us cruisers really do love. This is our beautiful Eden on board. So this is a 3-level venue, which includes a restaurant on the lower level and then a bar on the medium level. And then on the upper level, we have these beautiful seats and spaces so you can sit, read a quiet book, or you can go down and have an incredible meal. We have our rooftop garden. So this is where we have live music. We might have a guitarist playing or a movie on the screen that you can see there. And we also have the rooftop garden grill, so you can eat out under the stars if you choose. We have our resort deck, which has our lap pool. And this is our largest lap pool that we've actually created on board any of our ships. And we have the beautiful glass that you can see there again, really bringing that ocean into the ship. So you're always looking out at the incredible sea. Looking at our adults only area. So this is our stunning solarium. And as I mentioned, it is adults only. We also have our Aqua Spa Cafe in our adults only solarium. So that means if you'd like a lighter, healthy meal, we have that option for you also. The adults only area is included on all of our ships. There are no charges like some other cruise brands. So if you are wondering, you can enter into the solarium complimentary. Now, this is one of the features that we do have on board, which is unlike any other ship. This is our beautiful magic carpet. So the magic carpet is a levered cantaloupe platform that is actually hanging off the side of the ship. This venue transforms into a number of different areas. You can have a dining room on deck 5, which is an extension of our Raw on 5, our sushi restaurant. The ship actually will, the platform will then actually move up the side of the ship. And you can also use this as a cocktail bar up on the resort deck, or we can have dinner on the edge if it moves up the ship again. Now the bar and the restaurant does move up and down the side of the ship, but not with any passengers on it. So it's not an amusement park, but it will go all the way down onto deck 2 also. And that's where you can actually board our tenders, or what we call our edge launches. So those of you who are familiar with cruising will know a tender boat. If a port is too small, we'll use a tender boat to take you to shore. The Edge launches have bucket seats, air conditioning, and will pull up right next to this platform, so it makes it easy for you to step off the ship onto our small tenders. So we can see here that this is our incredible iconic suite. So this is one of the suites that we do have on board. We actually have 2 iconic suites and they're above the bridge. So whatever the captain is looking at, you will actually also see. They have 2 bedrooms. They can sleep up to 6 people, and you even have your own private hot tub out on the balcony, which is pretty incredible. We have a number of other stateroom suites on board the ship, including our 2-story Edge Villa, which has its own plunge pool. So if you'd like more information on our suites, please do let the team at Victon Travel know. And they are part of our retreat, which I will touch on shortly. Looking at our verandas, we've really changed the way that we have our verandas on board this ship. So this is our infinite veranda, and you can see here that there is a glass window for the balcony. This allows you to have the doors or the bifold French doors open in the stateroom and create the stateroom to be 23% larger. You can touch a button and the window will actually, or the balcony will go down and allow the fresh air to come in. So it will transfer your veranda into a balcony stateroom. This gives you a lot more space, and if you do like to close off the balcony, you have the option with those French bifolding doors. Moving into the spa, so we really do love our holistic wellness on board. So for those who have cruised in Aqua Class, we have our Sea Thermal Suite. The Sea Thermal Suite is a number of treatment rooms. So you have your Turkish Hammam bath. You also have a salted therapy room. You have the heated tiled beds. You can see in the lower image here, you've got the float room. We also have infrared saunas and rainfall showers. This is complimentary to passengers who cruise in Aqua Class. So if you really like your health, well-being and wellness, then you can actually book in Aqua Class and use this complimentary. If you're not booked in Aqua Class, you can purchase a pass to the Sea Thermal Suite. However, they are limited. So when you get on board, you need to inquire about those on embarkation day. Otherwise, we provide a number of treatments on board, including your standard facials, massages, and of course, we have our gym and personal trainers on board the ship too. The dining restaurant on board our beautiful Celebrity Edge series is a little bit different. This is our main dining room. You can see we have 4 main dining room restaurants: Cosmopolitan, Normandy, Cyprus, and Tuscan. So this means that you'll get to experience a number of different restaurants. They'll all feature the same menu, plus each restaurant will have their own exclusive dishes. So if you're in Cosmopolitan, you will have your own dish for Cosmopolitan that you cannot get in Normandy, Cyprus, or Tuscan. But if you wanted the always available menu, that's also available for everyone. So this is a really great idea to keep things interesting and changing every day, and so you don't have the same settings each day that you dine with us. Now moving a little closer to home, so this is a sight for sore eyes, our beautiful Solstice coming into Sydney Harbour, so we miss her very much. We've had Celebrity Solstice here in Sydney now since Celebrity started cruising in Australia. For our 2021-22 and 2022-23 seasons, we're introducing the beautiful Celebrity Eclipse. This is an example of our Celebrity Eclipse dining room. So this here at the back is an actual functioning wine cellar, and it has more than 1,800 bottles of wine on board. And you can see it's quite a beautiful, bright and airy space on board the ship. We do also have our Martini Bar on board our Solstice series. So this is where she actually originated with the Martini Bar. The top of the bar frosts over, and it's quite a fun place where you have a number of the team with bar flaring and a number of fun activities throughout the night. We have our adults only pool also, which also includes the Aqua Spa Cafe, which is our solarium. And then one of the key highlights that we have on board is our lawn club. So the lawn club is situated on the top deck. You can see here that they're playing a game of lawn bowls. We can play bocce, but we also need to point out that they're on fresh, real green grass. So this is not fake AstroTurf. We have lawnmowers on board and gardeners who will actually take care of this beautiful lawn. If ball sports are not your thing, then you can actually rent a picnic. So you can have a picnic basket and a blanket and sit down on the lawn club and enjoy. We have a number of events that we have on board as well, including our Jazz on the Grass, for example, or we may have a Bombay Sapphire event. So we'd like to hold a lot of different functions up there. If you can imagine cruising through the sounds of New Zealand on the lawn club, it's quite an incredible experience. I did mention the retreat earlier. So all of the suites on board have access to the retreat. This is where you'll have your own private restaurant, Luminate. You'll also have your own private bar, which is called either the Retreat Lounge or Michael's Club for those ships that are still moving into the retreat. We also have everything included for our suite class passengers. So the Elevate option in our Always Included is included for all suite class passengers. We also have the Sundeck. So the retreat Sundeck on Celebrity Edge and Apex has been designed with its own pool, and for our ships that are revolutionized, they also have their own Sundeck. We are working our way through the whole fleet to ensure the Sundeck is installed on all of them, but at the moment we feature it on Edge, Apex, Silhouette, Equinox, Millennium and Summit. Now we do have a kids facility on board the ship. It's not something that we target heavily. However, we have a fantastic program for kids. So for anyone who's cruising multi-generational or would like to take their kids along or grandkids, we provide STEM-focused activities. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We have them making robots, science experiments. We have them building all sorts of different things. So you can see there in the top right corner, the robot building, and of course, drone racing will give them an GoPro. They can use the GoPro on the ship, make photos and videos of their holiday with their family and their new friends on board. And then the team actually teach them how to make a GoPro movie of their holiday that they can watch over and over. And then of course, we have culinary, so cooking with the chef that you can see here. Now, I did mention briefly the revolution. So we're spending over $500 million modernising our fleet. The reason for this is we would like our ships to all be exactly the same as our beautiful Solstice series. And we have revolutionised our Millennium class that you can see here in the images. We've included a brand new penthouse suite that you can see. And the staterooms, we have taken them down to the bare metal and replaced the hard furnishings and the soft furnishings. So the lounges, the desks, we have cashmere bedding in the stateroom, new carpets, everything. We've revolutionized our Solstice class also. So we've added in a new sunset suite. And we've also refreshed the standard staterooms on board our Solstice class that you can see here. So the accommodations are truly beautiful. We've also looked at all of our public venues, including the main dining room, the spa. You can see the retreat Sundeck on the bottom left, and then in the middle we have Michael's Club, or the retreat lounge, and then of course the Ocean View Cafe, and we have lastly the casino. This is an example of the new retreat lounge that we have on board our beautiful Celebrity Silhouette. And the sunset bar, I don't know about you, but I can just imagine having a cocktail sitting here at this sunset bar. And I'm looking forward to the day that these ships are back so that we can enjoy one of those. We also have here the retreat Sundeck that you can see on Solstice class ships, and Silhouette on the Sprite, which is our new lawn club area. Now, coming closer to home with the destinations. So for 2021-2022, the Australia, New Zealand and South Pacific season will have Celebrity Eclipse here in Australia. We have 37 destinations with 10 countries. We'll be returning to 2 of the ports. So originally we stopped visiting Moorea in French Polynesia. We have 64 calls with over 10 hours in port, and we have 29 calls with over 12 hours in port, as well as 33 overnight stays. So it really gives you a lot of time to experience those destinations. Some of the key stories are that Celebrity Eclipse will be replacing our Solstice, who we've had here calling on Australia all these years. We have 2 to 14 night sailings. 3 of them are Pacific sailings, and the remainder of them focus on New Zealand. This is an example here of all of the departures that we have. So you can see a great mix with our Vancouver to Honolulu, Hawaii sailing, Honolulu to Sydney, which features Tahiti and Bora Bora, one of our most popular itineraries. And then we have our round trip Sydney itineraries to New Zealand, Great Barrier Reef, and even down to Tasmania. So this is currently our 2021-2022 program, which is on sale. We then have just recently introduced 2022-2023. So Sydney, Australia and Auckland will be our departure points. We have Celebrity Eclipse joining us again, and the season will be from September through to April with 5 to 18 night itineraries. We've broken down our itineraries into 3 categories: sun and beach escapes. So this will allow you to cruise to, say, the Great Barrier Reef. When we overnight in Cairns, you'll be able to book a shore tour that will allow you to sleep on a reef sleeper in the Great Barrier Reef under the stars. Or we may have a beach barbecue on land, which will tie in the destination with the ship and with your cruise. We want you to experience the location that you're going, as well as our beautiful product. We have our food and wine classics. So for example, we could have a seminar on board the ship about a beautiful winery in New Zealand, and then you'll cruise to New Zealand and get to actually visit that winery on a shore tour. So it really allows you to experience all of the information and knowledge on board and then get to see that winery in real life. And then we have our short 5-star getaways. So this is like if you'd like to go and relax and enjoy some time on the ship and use all of the amenities. It may go down to Tasmania and you have an overnight stay in Hobart. So 2 days to explore the beautiful Hobart. Looking at some of our itineraries, I mentioned that our Tahiti Bora Bora itinerary is quite popular and that we've brought back Moorea. So you can see here we have this itinerary twice. So when the ship is cruising from Honolulu to Sydney and then back again from Sydney to Honolulu. As I mentioned, this is one of our most popular itineraries. We do have our beautiful New Zealand cruises. Now I'll leave this up on the screen for a few extra seconds because I know a lot of you are interested in cruising to New Zealand, which is why you're here with me today. So we go through the sounds: Milford Sound, Doubtful Sound and Dusky, which I've personally done myself, and it's really hard to find the words to explain how incredible it really is to cruise through so slowly and just watch the incredible wildlife and mountains all around you. I was very fortunate to have a very sunny day, and they actually have a local guide on board who will speak throughout the tour, throughout the cruising through the sounds, and go through in depth all the things that you need to know, which is quite an amazing experience. And then we call on some favourites in New Zealand, for example, Dunedin, Christchurch, Napier, Auckland, Tauranga, Wellington, Picton and Bay of Islands. We have another option on the right that you can see where we'll also stop in Melbourne. So if you would like to do an option that stops down in Melbourne, then we have that also. We feature 11, 12 and 13 night itineraries, and most of our itineraries are round trip Sydney. If you would like to do a one-way cruise, you do have the option of cruising from Sydney to Auckland or from Auckland to Sydney around New Zealand and actually pairing the other side of the trip with a land tour in Auckland or in New Zealand if you would like to get off and see a little bit more and stay for a little bit longer. So the team at Victon can actually help you with all of those land arrangements also. Looking at our Great Barrier Reef, so as I mentioned, we have Cairns and a lot of our ports will include overnight stays in Cairns. We have Airlie Beach, which is also the Whitsundays, and then Brisbane, Port Douglas and Newcastle. And of course, we cruise via Willis Island so that we can open up those duty-free stores on board so that I can get my shopping fix. We have our South Pacific highlights. So you can see on the left, we have our South Pacific itinerary that includes Noumea, Mystery Island, Port Vila, Lifu, Mare and Isle of Pines. But something I'd really like to highlight is the itinerary on the right. This will actually call on Fiji, Samoa, American Samoa and Tonga. So these are really unique itineraries that a lot of people do not cruise on because it's too far to get to from Sydney round trip. So this cruise is actually an Auckland round trip itinerary. So you can fly direct to Auckland and then cruise with us for 12 nights to Fiji and Tonga in this unique itinerary. We only have one of these itineraries. 2022, it is in March, the 2nd of March, and in 2023, so the next season, it's in January. So each season only has this itinerary once. And then looking at our shorter escapes, we have 5-night and 9-night Australian cruises with Port Arthur and Hobart, or Hobart, Melbourne and Adelaide. The Adelaide itinerary will actually let you have an overnight stay in Adelaide, so that will allow you to do all of your wineries to the Barossa, Harndorf, McLaren Vale. So if you really like seeing the Australian wines, then that's an option, and Hobart also will have an overnight stay. I mentioned that we do have Hawaii itinerary. So this is our Hawaii, which is Vancouver to Honolulu. It's in September 2022, and the highlights you can see are all throughout the Hawaiian ports there, which is quite incredible. A lot of passengers would like to do Vancouver to Honolulu, then Honolulu to Sydney. So if you really like to cruise, then you can combine those two cruises together. And this is a snapshot of our itineraries, which the team can provide you if you would like in more depth. And you can see there's a very good mix of New Zealand, Great Barrier Reef, South Pacific, all throughout the season. Now, Baz did mention that I'll be touching on Europe also. So Europe for us is another massive destination. In 2022, we'll have 54 overnight stays versus 37 in 2021. And these ports include Iceland, we're going back to Istanbul in Turkey. You can see Israel, which is incredible, Portugal, Iceland again, and then Russia in St. Petersburg. We'll have 6 ships at the moment, and our 7th ship, Celebrity Beyond, should be ready in time and be deployed into Europe for 2022 also. A little snapshot of some of the itineraries in case you're interested. So we have our Norwegian fjords, Scandinavia and St. Petersburg, Iceland, Ireland, Italy and Croatia, Montenegro, and of course the Greek islands. So all of the favorites if you are looking at heading over to the Mediterranean or the Baltic in 2022. And as I mentioned, we've got Celebrity Apex, Edge, Reflection, Silhouette, Constellation, and Infinity, with Celebrity Beyond to be announced shortly. We do also cruise to Alaska. Now, I won't go too much in depth for Alaska. We do have 3 options: Eclipse, Solstice, and Millennium, and they'll all have 7-night itineraries departing either Vancouver or Seattle, or Seward, Vancouver, one ways. With these itineraries, especially for the Millennium, it will allow us to have our land options also. So we offer cruise tours for Celebrity Cruises. So you have your Alaska cruise tour that you can see with Fairbanks, Denali, Talkeetna, Anchorage up the top there. And then we also have our Canadian Rockies with rail that you can see at the bottom, which will go through Jasper, the beautiful Lake Louise, Banff, and Calgary. Some of our other ports that we do also cruise to are Asia. With Asia, we have a high focus on our Japan cruises. So if you'd like any further information on that, Japan is definitely a #1 bucket list item. So we've included a lot more Japan itineraries for those who would like to explore Japan. We have incredible South America, or breathtaking, as I should say. And then lastly, we are returning to the Mexican Riviera in 2022. The reason I mention this is these cruises depart from LA, and they will be cruises down the west coast of the US into the Mexican Riviera. And it's very easy for us in Australia to get across one flight over to LA and then cruise in Mexico. We haven't actually been in the Mexican Riviera for 8 years now, so we're finally returning, which is really exciting for us. Now that's everything, and I think I am only 1 minute over. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've learned a lot and you've had a sample or taste of the cruises that we have available and ready to come for you. We hope to see you on board very, very soon, and we're really looking forward to welcoming our passengers back when we start cruising again.
Thanks, Nicole. Great presentation as always. And a few things that I particularly picked up on is the fact that we've got got a Celebrity ship back for 22-23, which is always great news. Slightly different if people are diehard Celebrity cruise fans, because whilst typically your New Zealand itineraries would normally mostly have been one ways, for the 22-23 season, they are mostly round trip Sydneys, with just a couple of the one-way itineraries going from Sydney through to Auckland. So, but either way, whichever way you choose to see New Zealand, it is a beautiful way. In fact, the only way I think you should see New Zealand, because you really do get to see the best of everything, in particular the Fiordland National Park, as you say, absolutely spectacular. If anybody does have any questions, of course, the team are back in the office now. We're completely out of the previous lockdown, and everybody's back in the office, available to answer your calls, answer your emails, and just get in contact with your favorite travel advisor if you have a particular question about Celebrity Cruises. And many of you will have received the mail out, which we sent out a couple of weeks ago, which has a lot of the 22-23 deployment in there as well. But once again, thank you again to Nicole. Thank you for everybody else who joined today's presentation. We look forward to getting back on board a Celebrity ship very, very soon.
Thanks so much, Baz. Thanks for organising.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining, everyone.